Okay. Hey guys, this is Alyssa Shoemaker. Happy that you guys all joined us tonight for our Monday night Royal Republic team calls. And of course, you guys know every Monday night is when we have our calls. And normally we kick these off with going over some announcements, and then we have a guest speaker. So I wanted to first welcome, we had 98 new coaches join our team within the last week. So if you guys are new and this is your first time getting on a call, we welcome you guys here. There's a lot of really exciting things happening within Beachbody. If you are a new coach and you are completely overwhelmed, then know that you are in the right spot. I find that coaches that aren't overwhelmed in the beginning, I find that coaches aren't overwhelmed in the beginning normally just aren't coming in and doing the work. But I promise it's really, really simple. So these calls that we have for you guys on Monday nights, what we do is we bring out different people within our team. Sometimes we have people that are professional business coaches or life coaches or other coaches that have grown successful businesses, and they come on and they share their tips with us. And so it's really a great learning experience. So hopefully you guys all have a pen and a paper with you. If you don't have one already, you're going to want one to be able to take some notes. Okay, as you guys all know, a couple of things. They announced that the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack is going to remain at the $199 with the $70 commission. They just announced that today, so can you guys get that out to your teams? Really, really excited about that. So the commission will stay the same at $70. It will be a 2 points instead of the 3 for that challenge pack. That will take place March 1st when they drop that from 3. What they found, because I called and I asked them about that today on what it was, and they actually said that it doesn't help with volume because instead of helping or the mission of Beachbody, so before, if we were helping 3 people a month, right, it helped with your volume, but it also helped with the mission of each coach striving to help 3 people. So what they found with the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack, because of the fact that it's so Success Club driven, that there were a lot of coaches that instead of committing to helping 3 people, they stopped right at 2 people. And so it actually caused volume to go down within the company, and it also caused numbers of enrollment into the tracker app to go down as well. So it makes total sense to me on why they're doing what they're doing. And we'll also make sure that we're fulfilling our jobs as coaches, and that's to help other people. So that's the reasoning with that. The other thing that they did is they made Shakeology home direct orders are now 2 challenge pack points as well. So they're no longer 1 point for Shakeology direct order. As you guys know, the continuing products are a big product or a big brace of your business. And so having that Shakeology orders as 2 points will really, really encourage people to understand the basis of nutrition and why nutrition is so, so important. And so they really wanted to place that focus back on the nutrition aspect. So that is why those are back up to the 2 points. We are also in the middle of a cup month. Hopefully you guys got your team cup points in the mail, and you guys know where you guys are located as far as the team cup goes. No matter what you guys are at, I always challenge my coaches to do better than you did the month before. So if you're a brand new coach and you're just started out, maybe you did yourself, you did our team a favor by volunteering to be on the team. Here's what I tell you guys: strive to hit Success Club in your business every month. Make that a non-negotiable, no matter what. But don't be discouraged if you don't think you can hit 35 points. Don't feel like you're letting the team down. You want to make sure that you're hitting Success Club for your business and for your purpose. And then if you're normally somebody that's just hitting Success Club 5 or Success Club 6, stretch yourself. If you're a coach that just joined and you've never hit Success Club before, then stretch yourself. Okay, so give yourself the goal, assign yourself that number, and then compete against yourself. Okay, so that's really, really important part of Team Cup. Some things that we have for you guys to help facilitate Team Cup for you guys. So as you know, tomorrow we have a sneak peek into coaching event that started. We have over 100 people in there, and it is rocking. There is like a great energy in there, and a lot of people that are commenting. I'm really, really excited to kick that off. I am going to kick that off tomorrow. I'll do a live in there, and then I'll also close it on Thursday afternoon. I have a couple of coaches that have already volunteered to do some lives in there as well. Somebody that's a toddler mom. We have somebody else that has 5 children and works a job as a nurse practitioner. If anybody else wants to volunteer to do a short live or a video for the group, sharing your story, maybe talking about the challenge group, something that you really are passionate about coaching, just let me know, send me a message, and we can work you into the presenter schedule with that. The last thing that I want to say is on Thursday, we are doing, so for myself and my Team Cup team, we are doing What is Coaching Group event. As many of you guys know, we did one of those at the end of February, and they were so much fun. We had such a great time. So we're going to do that again, and I want to invite you guys to do it with us. I have some other coaches that volunteered again that wanted to do that and also wanted to speak. It worked out so awesome, and really like to see how everybody got to see how great our team is. So again, if you want to help out with that, let us know. Or if you're new and you don't really want to like take the leap of having to get on and present and do live, all that, besides challenging yourself, then make sure that you invite some people to join in. You know, if you don't feel like you've got these people on the edge of a challenge group, or you've got some friends that you're thinking in mind and you really don't know how to explain it very well because you're new, or you think that, you know, maybe hearing some of the other people's stories might really help some people that you're really thinking about, then invite them to that group. And my assistant is supposed to have that up, so I will check in with her today to see where that is at as far as getting the event up. If it's not done today, then I'll get it up tonight myself. So, but I will post that in here. So just kind of want to let you guys know just a couple of things kind of going on with the team that you guys can plan for this week and get yourself involved. Last but not least, for those of you that are going for elite, I really want to make this clear. A lot of people, so for diamond coaches and above, you all should have gotten an elite report last week, okay? If you did not, please let me know. But diamond coaches and above, what I want to tell you guys is that they are looking into 2017 points in the PV category. They're looking into readjusting that. So if, for example, you had somebody that orders something new from you in 2017, right now, the way that it stands, this is just for elite rankings, you guys, but for the way that it stands, you don't get credit for the elite report points unless they are a customer of yours in 2017. Okay, so does that make sense? So what they're going to be looking at is that it's any new order that happens in 2017, not just when you acquire a customer in 2017. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to tell you guys with that? Okay, so they're looking into that. For those of you, I'm in contact with the leaders quite frankly, but if you're in the downline and you do not hear that information, please let me just make sure, I will make sure that there's things that are clarified for you. So my daughter's starting to jump on my bed and singing about monkeys. So it's going to get really, really fun in here in a second. So I'm going to turn this over to Lisa Fott. Lisa is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for you guys to hear how incredible this story is. You guys, rock star. That's all that I know. When you have a coach and you know they come in and you know what they want, amazing thing happens. And that is what has happened with Lisa. And I'll let her tell you guys a little bit about her story, but she is a 2-star diamond coach. She is, I don't know, somewhere down there somewhere, but she's awesome. And we're really, really excited. I got to meet her at our leadership retreat last year, and she's just really got some amazing things to be able to share with you guys tonight. So Lisa, if you want to get on and share a little bit about you and take it away, I'm excited to listen on.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Give me a thumbs up or something. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Lisa, like Alyssa said, and I'm super excited to be here. I do have a PowerPoint because I am a trained educator at heart, right? So I love talking, I love teaching, and I love fitness. So everything just kind of fell into place. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then I'll just kind of open it up for questions at the end, if anybody has any questions. And 1 second. Okay. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about is creating success while planning your exit strategy. And so what that means for me is I've always been a career woman, I guess you would say. I'm 37 years old. I have worked in corporate America for 15 years since I graduated from college when I was 22 years old. And so year over year, I've slowly been climbing this corporate ladder, doing the things that you're supposed to do, increasing your salary, increasing your management responsibilities. And so for 15 years, I have just been creeping up the corporate ladder. All right. And so I started Beachbody coaching about 2 years ago. And let me go ahead and flip to the next screen. So as far as my story goes, I am a wife. I've been married for almost 5 years to my husband, Josh. I do have 2 small boys. Jackson's 5 and Hudson is 2. And Jackson has been sick all day. And today's been a little bit crazy. But I'm all pumped up and ready to go now. So for the past 15 years, I've been a full-time college administrator, and I've had various titles. I was the Dean of Academic Affairs for a college. I was a Director of Programming for Continuing Education for a college. I've been a Sales and Marketing Director at a college. So I've had some pretty high caliber positions working for technical colleges or higher education institutions. And I've done that for 15 years. And most recently, my ending salary was $75,000 a year, right? So that's a great salary. Anyone who's not a Beachbody coach would look at that and think, oh my gosh, you're going to give up, your 15-year career, your $75K, which in the grand scheme of things, what is $75K, right? I mean, a lot of people think that's an amazing salary, but taking 15 years to get there is what gets me. So that's what I've most recently left, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm also a group fitness instructor. I've been teaching group fitness classes for about the same length of time, for about 15 years. So I've been working at gyms, and that's how I made my supplemental income. I would go to work 50, 60 hours a week, and then I'd go to the gym and teach 2, 3, 4 classes a week just to make supplemental income, just to make $20 an hour to drive to the gym, to teach a class, and to drive home, right? Because that's what I love doing. I love teaching fitness. I do have a master's degree in education. I qualified as a 2-star diamond coach at the end of 2016. So I'm super excited that I get to go to the New Leader Conference next week in California. And I've been coaching right at 23 months. March of 2015 is when I signed up. And I kind of just took off as soon as I signed up. My sponsor coach was telling me that I think you'd be a great coach because, you're so involved with fitness and blah, blah, blah. And I got started in my first challenge group. I was sold. I was emerald within the first week, and I was diamond within, I think, like 68 days. So it was a little less than 3 months, because I'm just that type of person that when I start something, I'm going to go all out and I'm just going to do it. So I started like the last week of March, and, she's like, oh, don't worry. You can hit Success Club in April. You'll be fine. You can still qualify for Success Starters. I was like, no, I'm ready to go now. And I think I signed up on March 19th, and by March 31st, I had already hit Success Club and I was Emerald. So I knew that this was the business for me. I knew that I had found something that I was passionate about, that I was connecting with, where I had a community of people around me, and I was just doing something I loved. So yeah, it's almost been exactly 2 years since I've signed up. But what really kind of drove this decision for me to leave my corporate job, my husband and I have been talking about it. I'm 37 years old with 2 small children. So we waited a while before having kids, because my husband and I are both very career focused. So we kind of, after the second baby was born, we started talking a little more about, well, what would it take to keep me home? And my husband said, simple, just match your salary. So easier said than done, right? But it took about 2 years. This January, I actually matched my full-time income, which is $1,000 a week. So I matched that in January, and I've actually hit it 2 other times since January. So I'm hoping that this is consistent, because this is where I need to be financially. Could we live on less than that? Absolutely. But that's not me. I'm ready to push. I'm ready to push for elite. I'm ready to grow my business, and I'm ready to be a 6-figure earner this year. So I'm going all in. So when I was working, I worked a stressful job. I managed 10 people directly and probably about 50 people indirectly. And so I had to do my business in what you may call the mom cracks of life. So here's what a typical day looked like. I was getting up at 5:45 in the morning, getting my workout, getting my chapter read, getting my PD in, posting in my groups. I do follow the Miracle Morning kind of structure every day. So I do my affirmations, visualization, and get that knocked out first thing in the morning. But then, it's shower, it's get ready for school for my son. Out the door by 8 o'clock. I worked from 8:30 to 4:30, so an 8-hour day. And yeah, I could check a few messages on my lunch break. I did work in an office, but some of the times, well, if you work in corporate America in management, you know that all you do is go to meetings. So I was in meetings like literally 5 hours a day. So I didn't have a lot of time to work on my business at work, right? So then, and something else, my husband and I have always been on the same page as far as coaching goes from day one, is that 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock or 5 o'clock to 8:30 is family time. So I can work my business an hour in the morning on my lunch break. And then as soon as those kids are in bed, I can work my business, and he will sacrifice his time with me so that I can focus on the business. But he says, cooking, prepping, dishes, bath, we have 2 boys, right? So they're only going to be little for so long, and I don't want to give that time up either. So from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, it is all family time for me. And then from 9 to 10:30 or 9 to 11 o'clock, it was business building activities. I was inviting, I was following up, I was connecting. And I'm old school, So the way that I track my business is good old paper and pen. I don't know if y'all can see me right now, but I'll show you here at the end. But I do paper and pen to track my business, and I'll share a little bit more at the end as well. So this was kind of my full-time day, right? So I may have sacrificed a little bit of sleep, but you know what? It was worth it, because in less than 2 years, I was able to match my $75,000 a year salary. And I think that's pretty significant. So what does a day look like now? So first of all, let me tell you that it's been kind of a struggle. Like, I'm used to a routine, and those people that know me, like, this may sound really crazy, but I organize my closet by season, by color. I pick out all 5 outfits for my work week on Sunday. Like, I'm just that kind of an OCD person. Like, everything has to be planned. Everything has to be structured. But that's because I've always worked in this corporate environment that's taught me to be that way. So this is very much an adjustment for me, and I'm really trying to figure it all out still. But and actually, I quit my job on the 26th of January. So it's been almost a little over 2 weeks, right? So what does a typical day look like now? Well, I'm still getting up at 6 o'clock. Don't think I'm sleeping till 8 or 9 o'clock. I still get up at 6. I start my coffee, and I'm starting my workout by 6:15 because my kids sleep until 7:15, 7:30. So I know that I would still have that 1 hour in the morning, which makes a huge difference. If you can get your workout, your personal development, and a couple of posts in your challenge groups done before anybody in the house is awake, that's what I do. Still the same thing, get my son ready for school. I take my son to school. And then I am very fortunate. I have a mother who lives close by who watches my other son about 3 hours, 3 days a week. I do pay her, but she has volunteered to help and watch my son. So from 8:30 to 11:30, she comes over and watches my toddler and lets me build my business. So what I kind of think is fun is I will choose a new coffee shop or a location or a restaurant or somewhere I haven't been that has Wi-Fi, and I just pick a new spot and I go. And I typically go either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So what am I doing for those 3 hours? Again, business building activities. I'm planning my weekly posts. I'm creating new groups. I'm scheduling calls with coaches. I'm checking into my team page. I'm chatting with coaches. All of those things I never had time for when I was working my full-time job. I just felt like I was this diamond and stuck at diamond for so long because I didn't have time to build a team. I was just doing me. I built my mom to diamond. I built my husband to diamond because that's all I knew how to do is just build, 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 build. But I didn't have time to invest into a team. And now I'm finding that that's where I can put some of my energy. 70% of my energy is still on my business, but 30% now, I actually have that time to invest into my team and to add some training and to add some value to them as well. So I'm chatting with coaches, I'm following up with leads, and just doing follow-ups in general. I do always try to make it home by lunch so I can hang out with my little toddler son and have lunch with him and playtime with him before he goes down to his nap. He does sleep from 1 to 3, but that's my time to kind of clean the house and organize the house. And like I pick one chore a day, whether it's organization or laundry or something, because I'm a clean freak and I'm home. So I should keep the house clean, right? And then we pick up my son from school, which is really awesome because I get to actually be there when he gets out of school and bring him home. And then I have playtime with him. So that has not changed. So the evening time is still structured the same way. So from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I'm still, prepping, cooking, dishes, bath, family time. And I'm not going to sacrifice that time with my family. My husband does travel for work, so he's gone 2 to 3 nights a week. So I am a single mom pretty much Tuesday through Thursday of every week, but I still want to make sure, even if he's not here, that I'm still being present in my kids' lives. Because on mute. All right. So I still want to make sure that I'm present for my kids' lives. And then again, I'm working my business from 9 to 10:30 or 9 to 11 o'clock at night. And I have this list. It's called the Power of 10. And there's 10 things that I do every day. And I don't go to bed until those 10 things are done. So nothing really has changed. My day is still very structured. I just now have an extra 3-hour window that I'm working my business. So now I would say I'm spending about 5 hours a day working my business collectively, whereas before it was more like 2 to 3 hours throughout the day. So this is an old picture, of course, but this may look like chaos to you, but this is how I track my business. So you can see over here on this left-hand side, this is from last year, but I track the new people that I'm adding. All of this stuff over here, I track if I post on Instagram, how many posts I do per day, how many new contacts I'm adding, how many private messages I'm sending, how many people I'm engaging with. And then I also check off my workout, my shake, and my PD as well. And then I have a list of follow-ups. I circle the people who have purchased something from me. I track my SC points over here on the side. And last year I was building both my husband, myself, and my mother. And then I always put like little notes if I need to do that. And then I track my workouts as well. So I'm a paper and pen girl, but this works for me. And I'll show you my current one. Because when I was still working full time, I was okay with just inviting 10 people per day, or just reaching out to 5 to 10 people, or making 5 to 10 new friends, or 5 to 10 engagements with people. Whereas now that I have the time, I have upped it to like 20. Because I have big goals for this year, and to become, like a 6-figure earner, I need to be talking to at least 100 people a week, right? And I that's just a decision I made, and I'm just going to go for that. But this is how I was tracking my business last year, and I was working on the power of like 5 or 10. So 5 or 10 new friends, 5 or 10 new messages, 5 or 10 new engagements every single day. So here's what I make sure that I check off every single week. So I always schedule my posts on my like page. I schedule 3 per day, 7 days a week. So I schedule that ahead of time on the weekends. But now that I have some time through the week, I definitely schedule that. I plan my meals. I prep my meals for the week. I always capture those pictures. I always share that with my audience to add value. I go live a lot from my kitchen. My kids are in tons. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've probably seen this. And my kids are in all of my live videos. Their hair's a mess. They put their hands in the food. It's crazy, but that's my life, and I love sharing it. I always read 5 to 6 chapters of PD every week because I try to read at least 2 books a month. I schedule one-on-one calls, coach calls, team calls, always on the National Wake Up Call. I plan my personal page posts. So even though obviously you post them in real time, I do plan kind of out what I'm going to say for the day. I typically tend to follow a theme, so every day I post my workout. I post something I'm eating. I post about my lifestyle, my kids, my husband. I post something motivational. And then I always try to post now, especially about the coaching opportunity or something, my office view or coach life or this trip that I'm going on. So I always try to include that in there as well, because that's what the major shift is going to be for me now, is to build an empire, to build a team, and to try to recruit 10 coaches a month, Whereas before, you know, it was 1 or 2 coaches a month, but that was basically to maintain, you know, my diamond status. But now I really have the time to invest into that. I do run a live fitness challenge on my like page. So every morning at 7 a.m. I go live and do a fitness challenge. It's something simple like that 30-day squat challenge that you've all seen on Pinterest. But I do it, and I do it live. And let me tell you, I've got a really good following. And, you know, the first couple months I did it, I had like 1 person show up. And now I have 10 to 20 people doing it every single day and checking in with me every single day. So if you're not doing something like that on your like page and drawing people into you, I highly encourage that. And then obviously checking in with challengers on a weekly basis. So what do I do on a monthly basis? I always set income goals for myself, whereas like say for the month of February, this month, I want to make $1,000 per week. Well, in the month of March, I want to make $1,100 per week. So I'm always trying to up it at least $100 per week. All right. I set SC goals for myself. This is something that's changed for me as well. You know, I used to be okay with hitting SC 5 in the very beginning. And then I was like, wait, I'm missing out on free commissions. I need to hit SC 10. And so I've hit SC 10 for almost 2 years now. And then almost recently, I would say back in December and January, I was like, you know what? Why stop at 10? I need to push for like 20, 30. And last month I got 35 Success Club points, which is insane to me. I don't even know how it happened, but it did because I was always pushing. I was always on. It was never about, oh, I hit 10, I'm done. And the same thing for this month. You know, I have a Success Club partner and her name's Kylie Cooper and she's in Royal Republic as well. And her and I talk every week and her and I are just pushing and we're pushing each other. And so if you don't have a success partner, get one because they will help you. And you want to set these big lofty goals, right? So now my goal is Success Club 30 every month. Why not, right? Yes, somebody is coloring. Here we go. And then also some other things I do on a monthly basis. I do run ads. I only run like 4-day ads. I will run them like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the week before I have a challenge group, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the week before I start like a new coach boot camp or a coach sneak peek, just to try to draw some new blood into my organization. Plan trainings to complete. I do try to get 1 or 2 trainings in if I can on a monthly basis, just to kind of keep myself in the know and to always be learning about social media, like page training, iMovie, just anything like that. That's usually some type of social media or digital training. And then I'm also tracking my personal friends list and growing my like page. I try to do it organically, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to pay for likes, but that's okay. And, you know, when I started as a Beachbody coach, I had about 900 friends and now I'm up to almost 3,000 just because every single day I add 10 new people to my network. And so you can imagine, you know, over time, if you're adding close to, you know, 60, 70 people a week, then over time that's just going to add up. And then if you are consistently posting on your Facebook page 3 to 5 times a day, new people are going to see your stuff every single day. And then they're going to see what you're doing. They're going to watch what you're doing and they're going to start liking and commenting. And those are the people that you start connecting with. And no, you don't message them, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, want to join my next challenge group? You form a relationship with those people. And you say, oh my gosh, I have not talked to you since high school. How the heck are you? Or just start the conversation. And that's what's so awesome about this business is that anyone who likes or comments, you know, they're coming into your warm market, right? So opening up the doors of conversation is, you know, partly your job, but also to build new relationships. So I love that. And I've probably been off on a tangent here. So let me get back on track. But I do try to track and grow my personal friends list and my Facebook like page as well. All right, so here is my income growth, and here's kind of how I came to the decision of actually leaving my job. So when I first started, my first week, I made $50. I sold a challenge pack. And then about 3 months in was June. That's when I went diamond. And I was making about 200 a week then, right? So 6 months in, I was still making about 200 because I was, you know, still diamond. 9 months in, last Christmas or last December, I was making about 350-ish a week, I would say. And that's when I kind of started building a team, or that's when I decided I was going to build my husband to diamond. So at my 1 year mark in March of last year, I went 1 star. with my husband, and I was making about $450 a week. And I also went to start qualifying last March. So, I was on track to hit 2-star last April. And on the last day of qualifications, one of my emeralds in my husband's account went inactive. So that didn't happen for me, but such is life. It wasn't meant to be. So then, you can kind of watch my income, in the summer, it was a little bit slower. And then I started to pick back up, and I was still a 1-star diamond last September. And then I ended the year last year at 2-star, and I was making about $950 a week, right? So that's a pretty good income. And my whole goal this whole time has always been just consistent effort and just consistent growth. And I've told my husband, I'm like, as soon as I can match my salary, I'm out. And I retired myself on January 26th, 2017, and I made $1,000 that week. And then this past week, I made $1,000 again. And so, some people can say that they're not motivated by money, and money isn't everything for me. But for me to maintain my lifestyle and the things that my husband and I like to do, we like to travel, we like to do fun things together. And I've always been this career-minded person. So I'm not just one to sit back and not do anything. I want to contribute. And how awesome is it to be able to contribute by doing something that you love? I love fitness, and I love cooking, and I love meal prepping. And I know it's crazy, but this business is literally like my dream job. So I challenge you to find the 3 or 4 or 5 things that you really love about this business and go all in with it and get super excited about it. Because if you set these goals, you can achieve them, And so my next goal is to become a 6-figure earner by the end of this year and to make $2,000 a week, right? So that would put you right at the $100,000 mark. And that's where I'm going because why? Because I've always been capped in my corporate job. I've always had this glass ceiling where I was told, you're not eligible for this promotion because you're a mother. I was actually told that. You're married now, or you just things that people shouldn't say in corporate America, but they do. And you know what? I've been capped, and I was tired of it. I was sick of the BS, and I'm sick of the bureaucracy and sick of the politics. So I just said goodbye. Did I give a 2-week notice? No. I wrote my resignation letter and I walked out the door because I knew this was the right decision for me. And you know what? I'm on track. I couldn't be happier. I'm home with my kids. I get to see them and spend time with them and still grow a business on my terms and still earn as much money as I want to, dependent on the work that I'm putting in. So why did I leave my job? Again, I matched my income. That was my goal from day one. That was my husband and I's agreement. I want to be more present with my kids. I was becoming a zombie. For those of you who work the 9 to 5, and if you work in an office culture or climate, you become a zombie. You do the same thing over and over. It's like Groundhog Day. I lost my joy. I didn't love my job. I used to love higher education. I used to love helping people find jobs, find employment. I don't have it in me anymore. I just lost my joy for my job and what I was doing in higher education. My home life wasn't enjoyable because I came home every single night complaining about my boss, complaining about my job, and it drove my husband crazy. My husband resented my career. He didn't want me to go to work. He's like, screw it, just quit. But I told him I cannot quit my job until I replace my income because that was our deal and that was my goal and that's what I'm doing. So I knew I was meant for so much more. And I just decided on January 26th, this is it. I've had enough. I'm done. And so that's why I left my full-time job, and I am so blessed by this opportunity. And who knows where I'm going? I mean, I have some goals, don't worry. But I am shooting for elite this year. I'm shooting to be a 6-figure earner this year. And I couldn't be happier being a Beachbody coach and doing this every day for a living and calling this my career. So one last slide and then I'll wrap it up. So now my focus is adding 10 new coaches monthly, right? So I've really got to build a team. That's going to be my new focus. Running new coach trainings monthly, running sneak peeks monthly. These were things I couldn't always devote my attention to in the past because I was just so busy working on me and moving my business forward. Focusing on those runners, focusing on those people who are giving you and matching your efforts and doing that 80%, right? So giving my time, that I'm going to give to my coaches, to those runners who are hitting Success Club every single month, who are adding new coaches every single month. And then my new goal is hitting Success Club 20 and 30. I'm no longer going for 10. I'm going for the big moon here, 2030. Adding more value daily, going live more, sharing more recipes, sharing more about what I'm doing, my organization tips. People love that stuff. They eat it up. It's expanding my network daily, adding more people, adding more contacts, and then building an elite team. That's what it's going to come down to for this year. So I not only have to add new coaches, but I also have to get new diamond coaches. So I really have to invest into those people and show them that they can do this as long as their why is strong enough. And then lastly, becoming that six-figure earner that I know I can be by the end of the year. So just a quick look at my vision board. I wanted to throw that on here too. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have my business goals, my family goals. My husband and I are actually building a house in Florida. So we are moving this summer, and so we're moving to Ponte Vedra, Florida, if anybody knows what that is. But I just wanted to put that, you know, we're building our dream home, we're getting our dream kitchen, but I also am doing that by running an elite business, by building an elite business and spending more time with my kids and being more present in their lives, right? In this bottom one, I thought that I might want to compete in Beachbody Classic. We'll see about that. And that's it. So I just wanted to bring you guys into my life and share how passionate I am about this opportunity, and thank Alyssa so much for bringing me on tonight, because this business has truly changed my life. And I am so happy to be out of the corporate world. And if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Phew. Anyone?
Hey, babe, do you want to?
I have a question.
Lise, do you want to put your screen down, love?
Oh, yep. Sorry. 1 second. All right. Does somebody have a question?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Oh, I do too.
Go
Go
for
ahead, whoever it is.
Hey, Lisa, it's Marsha.
it. Hey, Marsha.
Hey, you did an awesome job. I have notes. Anyway, I was wondering, you know, gosh, 22 months into the business, that is fantastic. And I'm so, so proud of you. And I've loved watching you and just you grow in your business. So I just want to let you know that it's amazing to see what you've done in such a short amount of time. And I'm so proud of you for that. I have to ask you if there was, like, for other coaches that are on listening to this who maybe have been working longer than you or whatever, you know, have these goals to leave their job behind them and do this full time. Did you have like a sort of a shift in your mindset where you said, you know what, like I need to raise my bar. This is going to work, you know, because I know as a new coach, we all have doubts because we don't know what's possible. So if you had a moment like that, you know, in your coaching journey, you know, if you could just share kind of what that looked like, that'd be awesome to hear.
Yeah, honestly, a couple different things. I went to my first coach summit last summer, and just being in around all of those people and that energy just really kind of changed things for me, because I had been to one Super Saturday prior to Coach Summit, and so I hadn't gone to any events. And then I was invited on the leadership retreat that Alyssa hosted last year as well for moving my business forward. And just being in those types of environments and being involved in those events really made me see what was possible. And I just kind of put my foot down on the pedal and just said, you know what, I'm going to do this, and not half-ass do this. I'm going to do it and go full out as much as I can while I'm working. And as soon as I get to that, you know, income replacement, I'm out. Anyone else have a question?
I love it, girl. Woo! I like feeling your fire. All the new coaches are like, oh my God, this chick's whacked. Yeah, you guys haven't seen nothing yet. Anyways, that's so awesome. I love it, because you know what? Here's the thing, you guys. How many of you guys are saying to yourselves that it's not possible, right? I'm busy. I have kids. I'm pregnant. And you look at what other people, and you don't realize is that we're all busy. All of us have kids. All of us worked a full-time job. Some of us, like myself, worked a full-time job, went to school, and have 3 kids. But you guys, listen, like this is totally possible for every single one of you guys. And I love to hear from a newer coach that just basically decided just to go all in, because it is so possible. And we have so many coaches on our team right now that are new within the last year that are blowing it up. I think we have 6 coaches that are in the top 100 alone right now on our team, which is just pretty freaking awesome sauce. You guys rock. But yeah, like, and so it's totally possible for anybody. It's our mindset. It's our decision, right? It's us saying, we're either going to draw the line in the sand or we're going to make this in and go all in, like Lisa said, if you want to have big success, right? Or it'll be like this, like cross the line, not cross the line, cross the line, not cross the line thing. And you'll never get the momentum that you really want to go. So really, like, just ask yourselves, why not you? And then find the reason on why you're going to fight for it, right? Why are you going to fight for it? And why are you going to fight to help more and more people? And then once you get to that spot, why are you not going to quit? So when you see people that are 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners that are on calls like this and we're still working hard, you know it's because this has changed our lives, and we know we can change more people's lives in the processes. There's just so many people out there that need our help, but it's just so cool to watch you guys like step up and go. So congrats, Lisa. Absolutely amazing.
Thanks, girl.
Watching this and encouraged that my goals are doable. The other thing that I kind of wanted to mention is she was talking about like her daily schedule, and I love that example that she gave herself. So you guys, if you are somebody that has a really, really busy life and you're like, you know, what do I do to make this work? You know, work your life, work your business into chunks like Lisa suggested. That is exactly what I did when I was building my business. It was, you know, I'm sitting with the kids and we're waiting for something and I'm quick like texting back somebody a challenge pack, right? Or I don't know, like my kids would go to bed at night and that's when I would do like a lot of my work. So yeah, I had a lot of late nights. I sacrificed a lot of TV, but you guys, as you guys can see, it's totally possible if you just dedicate that time and are really consistent that you can leave your job, obviously, in a short amount of time and make the income that you want to make. And like Lisa's example, it replaced her income. So this is real life, you guys. This is so real. And I know some of you guys might think like that's great for her or that's great for other successful coaches that you might see. But I want you guys to all know that this is really real for you too. And that you are literally given golden spoons, literally golden spoons to run your business. So it's up to you to really use the golden spoons and, you know, serve other people with those along the way. Do you guys want to, anybody else have any questions for Lisa? Because she's absolutely amazing and you guys should probably pick her brain a little bit. Where's the go-getters at?
Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
I have a question, Yolanda. Are you going to start using Teamsy? Because it's going to change your effing life.
Just downloaded the 30-day free trial today.
You're going to love it because, like, I'm like you, like, kind of, like, all right, I have a system, but that, like, I finally, like, paid for it, and I was like, it's legit. It is so legit.
Let me show you all this.
That was it. I just had to ask you that.
Yeah, girl. 30-day free trial. Go.
Holla.
What's so funny about that is legitimately, like, I think our team is Hot Mess Express. Like, I'd like to call us that because we are pretty much hot mess stuff. You're one of the organized ones. God bless you, because most of us are not. Most of us rock around with our piece of paper like that. Well, I finally have an assistant to help me with mine because mine was so unbelievably bad. I didn't know what to do. And she was helping me today. And she said, I missed 10. This is how bad this is, you guys. I missed 10 people that wanted to sign up to coach in December just because I missed them in my sheets. So find some kind of system, not just responding back to your messengers, because I lost people. She went through everything that wanted to sign up and I never sent them anything. So anyways, get on Teams or something, because the paper and pen, it doesn't work for long and you won't be able to keep track of your business. Corey, you're a hot mess too. We all are. It's a mess. All right. Awesome. You do that from Renee, Lisa?
Yeah. Thank you, Renee. I'm reading it now.
That's awesome. Do you guys, anybody else have any other questions for Lisa? No. Hey, well, you guys are all on here. Why don't you guys is there a thumbs up thing, or maybe you guys can just mute? So we are thinking about next month, we are going to be doing a big team-wide Push to Diamond group. And so we want to get as many people in there as possible. We're going to do it. I'm going to actually have some freaking awesome prizes. Like, I'm going to get some sweet ass bags. I just feel like, let's have Christmas. I'm going to be Oprah. Anyways, so we're going to do that next month. But what I was thinking was, because we want to have as many of you guys in there as possible, would it help you guys to have a 2-week, like we started like a 2-week, or we could start Monday, I guess, next Monday, so we can get a little in plan, but have like, starting on Monday till the end of the month, a group that helps everybody get to Emerald, so that this way you can help yourself get to Emerald if you're not there yet. Or if you're somebody that obviously wants to get to Diamond, then we can help your coaches get to Emerald as well. Would that be beneficial for you? If so, I'll start a little thread in the team page and you guys can comment below. And if we get enough people that are interested in advancing their businesses and helping their coaches, then we'll get something together for you guys, okay? But for sure, next month, we're going to have a big Push to Diamond group that's going to be off the hook insane. And so you're going to want to get your butts in there. You have to have 4 coaches to get in there. So easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. All right, guys. I think that's it. Any other questions for Lias? You guys got everything? It's Monday. Let's kick this week in the face. It's going to be a good one. I can already feel it. I'm inviting like a fool. This is a life-changing opportunity. Anyways, I just took some Energize before this because I know it's going to be a late night. So you guys are just starting to get the Energize effect because my skin's starting to itch. So I'm going to go before I talk your faces off. I might start dancing in a minute. But I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you guys have any questions about anything, let us know. If not, come party with us in our new coaching group and come hang with us in the What Is Challenge group. All right. See you guys. Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, loves.